All right, guys, here we go. Let me switch it over. Boom. All right. So, here's a thing. And, shoot, sorry. And the reality here is that I need to get a stand. That's the freaking reality. Anyway, I see lots of guys signing up and they, there you go. And they are commenting on the channel. Again, guys, I appreciate you guys commenting on the channel. Okay, let me get a little drink on. And I figure the best thing to do is to ask you guys, the viewers, of what shock or front suspension should I use for my electric bike. So my biggest dilemma right now is that I am heavy. Again, 255 pounds. I stay at 255 all the time. I will go down to 245 when I ride a bike, but I'm usually 255 steady, 6'1", so that's pretty high. It is only a 26-inch bike. Again, if you haven't seen my other videos on my electric bike that I have built, look at my channel and check out the list, and it will show you. I have few streams about it, nothing major. It's kind of cold right now, so I haven't really had the time to check the wrench on the battery that I got. Again, in my videos, I show I just received a 48 volt 20 milliamp battery, which should give me lots of juice. I will also connect the parallel with my existing 48 volt battery and 13 milliamp juicy battery, and that one is on the frame. The other one is on a rear rack. So if you want to see how that came out, I do not have pictures or I do not have any video on it, but I will definitely shoot a video hopefully this week, because it is a Thanksgiving. So I will try to put out the content and see what you guys think. Again, every time you guys watch this video, I'm waiting for a comment to see what is it exactly that I'm actually doing wrong or right. My right now, my biggest concern is that my fork is literally too soft. The bike is $100, okay, from China. And it's it's steel and carbon frame. I honestly think it's purely steel. So the frame is totally cool. I have adjusted the disc brakes, although after an hour and a half, my arm hurts of braking due to the fact that you're talking about. I'm not sure how much does it weigh, but let's just say 50 pounds. To stop 50 pounds doing 30 miles an hour is pretty tough, especially with me rolling down at a weight of 255. Okay, so you're talking about lots of mass rolling down the hill. Moving ahead, the problem is that every time I brake or every time I sit on the bike, the shocks the bottom out. Okay, so that's a huge problem because I have no suspension. It's a hardtail and there's no suspension. The front shock is gone. What I have done is I've used clams where it's a steel clam and you just tighten it. And I've used that. I've used, I believe, 5 on each side. So you have the upper shaft from the shocks. It doesn't move because these clamps are holding it steady. I originally had one at the bottom, okay, and at the lower shaft, and now I pretty much put 4 because that started getting loose. So I'm thinking that's going to last forever. However, I'm also concerned that I'm putting more weight on the bicycle, and that will give me pretty much a less steady ride. Excuse me. It also will give me. I mean, I can see the shocks. They're not the thickest. They under an inch in diameter, so it's kind of horrible. Where it becomes a safety issue for me personally, and it is so hard to find good review on front suspension shocks. Um, there is Zoom from China, which there's few channels that they suck, okay, and there's few reviews that they suck. I'm not really sure how a rebound might be bad or anything like that. Excuse me, folks, while I talk to you, I'm gonna get my little nicotine shots. Boom, different in a different vapor. If you guys wanna, it's actually my wife's, which she uses maybe once a year. That's why it's pink. I have it also in silver, very cheap, $30 on eBay. If you want a review about this, give me a shout out. Anyway, moving forward. So you got the Zoom, and you got the Fox shocks, and then you have the Rox shocks, I believe, yeah. And the one that really interests me is about $250. I believe it is 1 1/8 of an inch diameter in a stem, and it's tough. It really is, because I'm putting a lots of weight on this bike, and I'm putting a lots of weight because of my weight, and I'm not worried necessarily about the frame. I'm extremely worried about the forks, that they're going to just go to hell, and one day I'm going to hit the pavement with my face, and that's a fact. Just takes time. So I am pretty much in a dilemma where, okay, Christmas is coming, so obviously everybody wants a gift. Now, if you want to tell me what gift you want, why don't you comment down below and tell me what is it exactly that you want? Because my son wants a, what is it, Nintendo Switch, which goes for, I believe, $299 plus tax and blah 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 accessories. But let's just say that I can get it on eBay for 280 without tax and shipping and handling. Okay, great. So saying that, I really don't want to spend $250 on front shocks, front suspension, due to the fact that it's off season, because it is December and January and February that it's off season, and because I am praying to God that this trick that I did with the clamps, it will work. So yes, I'm not gonna have a suspension, but I'm not also going to have to spend extra money. Where the money's gonna go? Okay, so I have purchased a seat that has a suspension, not the one that goes up and down. It's literally not a seat post. It's actually the wire that goes that way, and it goes anyway. So when I get it, I'll show a video about that. But I bought that, and what else have I bought? Um, a couple other things. I don't remember what, but I know I still have the tires lying around. I haven't changed to 2.5, which apparently, hopefully, when I put some pressure into it, 777 or 80 PCI, it will expand to 2.8. That's my major goal. So I do have that. I have not hardwired the battery, the second battery at a 220 milliamps. I have not wired that yet, so I need to do that. I have not ran a test drive on that battery with my weight and height and distance. However, I did calculation to my weight and my height. It will come that I will be able to do 61 miles a charge of 33 milliamps, which is two battery put together. However, since the battery does discharge differently with the amperage that is being drawn from the battery itself while we cruise or drive or up the hill, down the hill, cruising, I have still calculated that my 30 milliamp battery with heavy pedal assist. When I say pedal assist, I do not have pedal assist connected. So when I say pedal assist, it means every time I start from dead stop, I pedal, and every pretty much, and I pedal pretty hard, so I get a good workout out of it. That's really what I want. That's so electric bike for me is kind of like I'm gonna give it a start, and that's gonna give me a workout, and then my motor is gonna take it from there. And since I'm not the youngest dude, okay, that works for me great. That's what I want. I want to give it a try, give it a start, and then be able to have the motor take over and continue at a longer distance. So especially like let's say up the hill, or not necessarily down the hill, but up the ramps and bridges and things like that. So yes, that's my understanding why I'm using electric bike. You might say I'm lazy. I'm not a cyclist. I'm not riding. I'm not using anything. I'm not exercising. Well, to me, for my age, 46, I think I am exercising. I am using the e-bike properly. But again, it does not have pedal assist, so that's the definition of my pedal assist. Unlike where if you step on a pedal, the uh, the computer will tell the speed controller to assist me, and depends which level of assist I use. If I used one, two, three, or four, or five, or whatever it is. If I use on one, that means that it will assist me just a little bit. If I assist on six, that means it will assist and kick in automatically right away, full throttle, whatever it is. But in my bike, I can pretty much full throttle all day long, every day, and I can barely do a half a throttle. So I've noticed, and again, studies show that if you use half a throttle, you will go twice the distance. So I believe with my traveling of heavy duty pedal assist is 21 miles, and without any assist whatsoever is 15 miles. Excuse me. I only gained 6 miles, which it's okay. It's a good distance. Okay. However, I personally sometimes do not feel like pedaling. Again, I only pedal when I start riding the bike. Okay. Why? Because it draws the most ampage from the battery when it's dead stop. I've done a huge climb on a hill. Okay. And it was tough, and the motor was hot as hell after a couple of tries. But you know what? It kept going. I mean, this motor, if you need a review of this fucking motor, it is excellent. It is unbelievable. You should buy it. I don't buy anything without a name on a wheel or frame or anything like that. And again, this is a well-known company that's been around for past 6 years that I know, when the electric bikes got into our market. So I see they offer lots of different options: the 20 inch, the 26 inch, the 24, the fat tire, the regular tire, 2 inch. So they are out there. It's not like only one shop that just does things just like that. But anyway, so it's only 6 miles. It's not really a lot. And if so, without pedal assist, again, just to give it a start, and that's it, and never pedal again until I stop. That gave me 15 miles. Okay, which with the 21 miles, and I had a long trip. It was really far, and it was tough because the battery died, and I had to cross the island. And I'm speaking of Staten Island. Okay, so if you're familiar with Five Boroughs, I was on the east side of the island, and I had to go over to the west side. Literally, that took me 30 minutes, hardcore pedaling. I mean, man, what a workout I got. This bike is really heavy. And for me, and this is only one battery, not even two. And for me to go and let me tell you, if you were ever off of Huguenot Avenue or Arthur Kills in Staten Island and five boroughs in New York City, that's down the hill and up the hill. Oh, it's horrible. It's like it's really heavy workout. So I did get my workout. I was soaking wet, and this is in summer. Anyway, so the battery died. Now here is what I did in order to prevent that from happening. Okay, now I mean I did get extra additional battery. Yes, I haven't had the chance to check it or chance to give it a test drive, but yes, I did. However, that didn't change the reality that I'm never able to tell when my battery is going to die until I have purchased a voltage meter, and it tells me by volts. So in other words, fully charged battery is 54, right? 54 volts. Okay, even though it's rated at 48, fully charged is 54. Okay, so you have a 54, it will be 58. So you have 54. Okay, so literally this multimeter for voltage tells me, so now you have 54, now you have 53.9, 53.8, 53.7. I'm sorry. Yeah, correct. It goes really by so we'll say 54, 53.9, 53.8, 53.7, 53.6, 53.5. You get the idea, right? So my speed controller shuts down the battery at 42. So believe it or not, it takes 15 miles for me to go down to 42. Now, here is what I would like to do, what I will do, and what I haven't done is when my first battery, and I think I'm going to use the 20 milliamp battery, okay? Because I might not even ever use the 4813 for the sake of it, to make sure that the battery stays healthy and gets proper discharge and charge. I would have to use it. So what I will do is I will use the 20 milliamps, which pretty much guarantees a distance that I need. So I will use that until it shuts down at 42 volts, and then I will use the 13 milliamp battery until 42 volts. The reality is I will be able to tell, okay, when my battery is going to die, when should I head out home. Now, example. The other day, I went for a trip. I did whatever necessary was to do, meaning I rode a bike 15 miles. I just get that, 15 miles. That's my number. Now I calculated where I went back and forth, a couple blocks away from my house. When I say couple blocks, I say about 10 blocks, which is about 3 miles, okay? When I calculated that it's going to hit the 42 and the speed control is going to shut it down, I actually end up a block away from my house, a block away, that I can walk from that block to my house within 6 minutes or so. Okay? Perfect calculation, and that's what I need. Okay? And that multimeter, it shows me that at exactly 42 volts, this bicycle is shut down. Okay? Again, you need to stay tuned for the test run, that 20 milliamp battery, how far it's going to take me. However, don't forget, the weather has changed. The colder the weather, differently discharge happens. Okay, the colder the weather, the faster the discharge goes. The warmer the weather, the more dangerous it is for the battery and the motor to get damaged, overheat, and shut down that way. Had never happened to me. Again, dude, I am a 255-pound dude, 1,000-watt motor. It was hot as hell. Never stopped driving. It just kept going. That's what I like about good product that somebody had developed. Even though it's hot, guess what? It kept going. So you don't need to be drilling holes in your motor, nothing like that. It works. Period. Now, so Biggest problem with suspension, please. I really, really need your help, guys. There's 140 people on this channel. Please let me know. It is very important which front suspension shock I should use. I would love to go with the cheapest one from China knockoff, and I don't know if that's a good idea. Okay, secondly, I can go with the Fox, which has a name. So, God forbids I got into an incident where I fell, broke my fucking neck, my knee, whatever. I can turn around to Fox or Rock Shocks, and I can have a lawsuit, and I can win that lawsuit very easily because I have used your product and it failed. Okay, and then they can turn around and say, like, well, listen, well, we didn't say you can put it on an electric bike that is 80 pounds. We said you can put it on a bicycle that is 10 pounds plus your body weight. So that's discrepancy that it depends how you articulate it in a court, and then you will be able to pretty much either lose or win the case, whatever it is that you're trying to do. I don't want to be there, but it would be nice for me to have that opportunity and that chance. God forbid something did happen, I will be able to have a lawsuit. Not that I am about the lawsuit, but people need to understand when you have a lawsuit, there's two reasons. Obviously, money for most of the people, and also for people that get injured and they aren't able to continue with the everyday life, like job or when I pulled my distal bicep tendon, I wasn't able to pick up or lift my son. So that was a huge problem for me, and that's what it is. So I will be suing because of the injuries, and I want the company to pretty much pay for not paying a suffer, but pay for either therapy or medication or hospital visits or therapy or again or surgery, whatever it is necessary to do. Anyway, so please, guys, be kind and nice enough. Show me the support, and show me that I can count on somebody to tell me what shock would you go with. Now, if you're not familiar with the bicycles and you want to do research, because I'm doing my research, and I took a picture with the thumbnail. It shows those are $250 shocks. They have air suspension, meaning you can pump air into them. They also have a lockout, meaning that they do not give in. And they also have preload, meaning when you squeeze them and how fast they come back. Okay? So I like mine mid range where it goes this way, no matter how fast and how deep it's going to get. So if I'm going really fast on some sort of potholes and things like that, it goes. I really don't want that. However, that might be helpful because the recall, the repositioning, it takes too long. When it takes too long, when you go into potholes, the shocks are here. So when they keep going slower and slower, they go lower. So they take longer time to readjust. Now, unlike the ones that you have recall or reload that goes really fast, go boom, 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 boom. It takes a second to come back to where it was. With a slow on reload, it goes in fast, but it comes back slowly. It goes in fast, but so now when you have a bunch of holes, now it's doing this, and I was hitting the bottom. So $250, free shipping and handling, blah 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 from the shop. Now, whether it will be a dilemma to have it installed, that only depends on the crown. Is it tempered or not? Mine is not tempered. Now, what I mean by tempered is when you have a neck of the shaft or the steer, it goes down and then it widens it up. That's tempered. See? Like this. Now, regular one is when you go skinny and it just keeps going skinny. It doesn't expand. So you have skinny. Tempered you have in it. So you see this neck. On the top is skinny, at the bottom is nice and fat. That's tempered. I don't have that neck, I don't have that steer, and I don't have that bike. I have common use bike, which is totally straight, 1/8 of an inch diameter, and most that's what they are. If you have 1 inch, there's very few shocks out there for 1 inch. But again, That's what I have. So you're looking for 26-inch fork, okay, and you are looking for 1 1/8 diameter stem or steerer, and you're also looking for air suspension where I'm able to have a valve to put air inside with a special pump that has a pressure of up to 300 psi. That's on the side, and also where you have a reload, okay, and then also when you reload or lock out, and also when you have at the bottom to, uh, well, what the hell is it called? I forgot. It might be also, it's not a reload, but it's just the way it comes. The shocks come back when they give in. So that's three things, okay. And I hope that you research for me, or whatever your knowledge is about. Excuse me, which one it is. I honestly like the Fox. I, again, my budget is 250, which is still a lot. I will have to do it after Christmas, and hopefully, the claims I have done this way, they are going to be totally cool. It's going to keep going, okay. So I hope that's going to happen, and I also want to stay with that budget or 250. The cheaper, the better. I want to have a good brand. Okay, not say good brand, a brand. Okay, Rock Shocks. It's a brand. We've had it back in '90s, back in '80s, and they weren't so fancy. I mean, they were fancy, but nobody could afford it except some few young rich kids on a crazy price bike. But I couldn't afford it, so I used the regular ones without any readjustments, anything like that. But guys, please, since there's 146 guys in this channel, I hope one person will take the time and will say, "Listen, Thomas, why don't you get these shocks because they are good because such and such and such, and you know what my needs are." Again, I'm stuck with a bike, an electric bike that I'm too heavy for, and plus that because I'm too heavy, also my shocks are gone. I mean, I wasn't okay, so I wasn't really expecting the shocks to be great. I was expecting the shocks to work, and they didn't even work when I got the bike, and I had no weight on it, so I knew it's going to be a problem, and that's why I went with the clamps. So I'm also thinking about another thing where I can put a 4-inch forks. I don't know how that's gonna work unless I change the axle and the tire. But I do have the 2.5 heavy duty tires and tubes. So hopefully that will work. Um, so that's that. So you gotta stay tuned for the test run. Okay, the 20 and the 13 milliamp battery. Let's just say 33. I'm really hoping for great results. I really am. Don't get me wrong. I mean, 33 amps. Nobody ever had 33 amps used on a bike. And this is not even a fat tire bike. This is in one of the big fat scooters where you have 10 or 12-inch tire with all that resistance and all that mass to be pushed. These tires are going to be 2.5, maybe 2.8 when you expand it with the air pressure. Okay, so 2.8 the biggest and max, and um, the weight kind of gives it 255. Okay, but I'm expecting seriously like 61 miles, and there's no way I can do 61 miles because from my house to the end of Staten Island is maybe 25. Okay, so what I would have to do is I would have to go from my house all the way to the end of Staten Island by Jersey, and then come back to my house, which is bullshit. I'm not doing that, so I just might do back and forth Staten Island, and then if my battery dies, I guess I don't want to do that. So that's why I have that meter measurement computer, and when it's about to die, I know I can get 15 miles out of battery. So when the 20 dies, I'll just stay local, go across the island back and forth and see what I can get from that, which will give me flat land and will give me some hills and things like that. So it's not a problem. But again, I'm expecting the best. I'm also expecting the best from you, where you're going to be able to tell me, hey, Thomas, listen, this fork is excellent, okay? The seat post is coming, okay? And some other things that I have ordered. What I ordered? Damn, I don't remember off the hand. I would have to look at the phone, but I don't want to turn it off. Now, I know I got the seat post. Okay, that's gonna make it as if it had suspension. I know that for a fact. I know that I have to connect hardwire both batteries together. Um, uh, the 20 milliamp and a 13 milliamp. That's coming up. Coming up. The test is coming up. I know also that the shock. The shock is very, very, very important. Also, I need to readdress my headlight. It's not big, but it's difficult to adjust it up, down, up, down. It's difficult to adjust it. The post that it's holding with, it's kind of flimsy. I don't like that. It's aluminum, so I after a couple of twists, it'll probably fall off, and that'll be the end of the fucking goddamn light. But I have to readdress it. I have couple ideas with motorcycle auxiliary lights where you put on shocks. Again, I depends. Rock shocks, they have about an inch and a half diameter of the upper shaft, so that light will work. So everything depends on what shocks I get, what lights I can put, and how I'm going to connect it. Am I going to connect series, two batteries, 2S, or parallel, one battery, 3S? Okay, so that's only for us to find out. Anyway, until then, okay, it's been 31 minutes. Guys, I'm sorry. If you lasted this long, this one's for you. Mint. If you lasted this long, please give us a thumbs up. All right. Subscribe to our channel, or my channel. Oh, it's me and my son. So subscribe to our channel. Give us comments. What is it exactly you would like to see? Soon enough, I'm going to be starting to shoot a Ready Control RC adventures. I'm going to do that just to create some content into this channel. I haven't been that active, but I'm trying to kind of there's things going on, selling the house and building the bike and playing with my kid and not having time and doing the open house. It's, again, some asshole fucking ran into my truck, so I got an estimate of $2,800 from Allstate that they're gonna do the repair, and I gotta deal with that. So besides the channel, I have 100 other things going on. So it's not, hey Thomas, well, why you wasted 32 minutes on the fucking our channel? Well, doesn't work like that. It's complicated. I have lots of things that I got to do. I gotta Monday. I gotta explore something new at work, and that's that might blow up in my face or it might work perfectly. I'm not sure about the stress. Lots of things. But again, if you lasted this long, give it a thumb up. Tell me what you think, which shock I should get, okay, for the front suspension. Then if I pick the shock, I gotta be able to install it and see if that's gonna be a dilemma. But I'm trying to be patient. By season, meaning in March, the bike should be 100%. I will still test it back and forth during the winter regardless. I gotta bundle up with my gear. Then secondly, you need to let me know that this shock is good because of what. I most shocks, they last, or they will work within 220 pounds. So I'm overweight, 255 plus the bike itself or the battery itself. So it's pretty hectic. However, since this is my first project, okay, I could go as a second project with a 26 fat tire bike. Okay, transfer over the not necessarily the speed controller, but transfer over the batteries to a kit of, here's the idea, 1500 watt motor rear. Okay, so here how it works. We're not gonna go with the 250 watt, 500 watt, because that's bullshit for babies, for my son, which is 6 years old. All right, so we're gonna go with 1,000 and 1,500 and 2,000. Okay, so here we go. So the 1,000 stops you at about uh, about or near 30 miles an hour. Okay, the 1,500 watt conversion kit rear drive will stop you at 35 miles an hour, which is decent speed, because if you're going down the hill, I guarantee you're doing 44. Okay, because mine stops me at 30, but when I go down the hill, it'll do about 35, 40. Okay, that's a lot of speed for a bicycle with tires that are barely 2 inch, 1.95 inch. Okay. Secondly, okay, you have your 2,000 watt bike, which that would take you, and usually a 48 volt that would take you at about 35 miles an hour. Now, if you change the voltage to 72 as it's supposed to be, that 2,000 watt bike now will take you 45, 50. And then you got the 3,000, 4,000, and 5,000. Now 5,000 will take you to easily 65 miles an hour. Now I don't want to go that extreme because I still want to live. So my plan is to do another build, okay, for 1,500 watt motor rear drive. It's expensive, but it's there. Now, what I want you to comment on is, should I do the 15 watt conversion bike on a 26 4-inch tires, or should I do it on 20, okay, fat bike tire, or should I do it on 26-inch regular bike? That means that it cannot go any bigger probably than 2.8 inch on the tires, and the frame is different and all that bullshit layout. Okay, so two choices, right? So second build is the 26 regular mountain bike, or that choice, the second choice is 26 fat tire bike, more resistance, 4-inch. I can go to 3-inch safely. I have enough clearance on the fork and the rear railer. But the question is, do I go with the regular 26-inch, or do I go with the 26-inch fat tire bike? You let me know, and I will put out this bike without battery, only with motor and speed control, on eBay sell. And if you want to purchase it, that's totally cool with me. I will put a decent price, or I might just put it on the auction and see what it sells for. Okay, folks, until then, I am here 37, 38 minutes, and I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I want to go to sleep. If you made it this far, give us a thumbs up, give it a good review, answer all the questions, and I'll see you then. All right, guys, be safe, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now, I have to take this out. Oh, shoot. And exit.